Hello, I'm Helen Hulme. I'm a lecturer in Health Informatics and Genomics at the University of Manchester. This short video focuses on a particular theme of health informatics, which is interoperability. What we mean by interoperability in healthcare is talking about the ways and means in which any electronic systems and applications talk to each other and exchange information. By achieving this exchange of information successfully, the aim is that the whole system works more effectively and efficiently. It can also lead to the kind of added value and increased capabilities we want in a learning health system. One useful model for thinking about the requirements for achieving interoperability is to look in terms of a 4-layer model of what needs to be in place for information exchange to happen properly. Now, the first layer is called foundational. And this is the idea there has to be an actual physical or technological way of sending the information from one thing to the other, whether that's by a wire or a wireless connection. We can think of this layer as like the leads between our devices. If the layer is not there, two systems just can't communicate. The next layer is structural. This is how we package up information to send it. And the important thing here is standards and models. These have been developed in the healthcare industry to standardise how the messages are structured when they're sent. The most well-known of these are HL7 and FHIR, which is Fast Healthcare Interoperability Resources. What does FHIR look like? Well, it complies with wider web programming standards, and that's not very surprising really. If we think about the vast array of other non-healthcare applications in our world, from retail or communications to travel and work, the systems in place work on a modern web standard, and this is the same in healthcare. By using the industry standard for data exchange, this allows for the programming endeavour to also tap into industry standard ways of doing business. FHIR can be written in XML, a language which looks a lot like the source code web pages are written in, HTML. It's the standardised way to send information in what are called fields. So, for example, when the X-ray PACS system sends a message to the electronic healthcare record system, there'll be a field for the patient's name and another for the ID number. There'll be many more parameters around how the X-ray was taken, as well as telling us where to find the image itself. All of these are fields or attributes, and the message will be structured with tags to tell us which part of the message is which in a highly structured way. Okay, having done that, it feels like the problem must be solved, right? But in fact, for two systems to really understand each other, there needs to be some agreement or interpretation, an understanding of what's actually kept in those fields, and that's called the semantic layer. It's an agreement or translation about how exactly we choose to write those things, whether those are people's names, ID numbers, the address of a file, the names of conditions, measurements, treatments, medical terms, etc. As long as we're doing things in the same way, we can understand each other, but there may be translation layers needed. Here, standards and constrained and structured languages, or coding systems, are key. Over time, the agreed and standardised way to make sure that medical terms mean the same thing to both electronic parties in a conversation is to agree to use a standardised, structured language. At this time, one of the most highly developed, comprehensive